Assalamu alaikum student. We already started the chapter number 1 sources of history. Again, due to the long break, again I'll recall in short. In chapter number 4, we have started with the introduction that you have studied about the ancient, medieval, as well as the modern India. This year, inshallah, you are going to study about the India in the post-independent era. And of course, the sources of the modern history, they are little bit different from the which are there during the ancient and medieval period. We can study the history with the help of the various sources, I said, and in that I name basically three major sources. In that I said that the written sources, material sources, and oral sources were important. Material sources, written sources, and oral sources. These are the three major and sub parts of the again of these three we can see further. But after this, studying this kind of the sources, we come to know about the history. Now, first, we have started with the written sources. Written sources, in that I had shown you this picture. This diagrammatic picture can show you the various things which can be included in the written sources. In that, the newspaper, periodicals, diaries, reference books, correspondence, government gazette, post stamps, encyclopedias, various kinds of encyclopedias that can be included. My dear student, these are the sources, written sources available, so that you can refer these sources and you can write the history. Where you find this kind of the sources? So the places where the historical documents are preserved are known as the archives. And in India, the National Archives of the India is there in New Delhi, and it is said that it is the largest among the archives in the Asia. So we'll start with the first. Many it has given. We'll start first one is the newspaper. Importance of the newspaper. We know in our democracy, four pillars we say always. So which are that fourth pillar? So in that fourth pillar is print media. In this print media modern period, the major medium of the information we can get from the print media, and that we can count the period from the 1961 to 2000. So we see that in this during this 40 years period, there is no alternative to the print media, and especially the newspaper was the only medium. With the liberalization and widespread of the after the liberalization, widespread of the internet was done in India, and of course then alternative for the print media was available. But still today, yet we can say that print media still continue to be the powerful media. So in this print media, newspaper having more importance. Why this newspaper having more importance? Because we get the information about the national, local, international affairs, about the political, about the arts, sports, literature, social, culture affairs. This we all type of the information we get through the newspaper. Second point, that newspaper, if you see, always contain with some related to the human life. And if you see in our country, most national papers, they have started with the regional editions, and so that the relatively we can approach to the very close to the human culture life. Also, this newspaper are important because third point, they publish the supplement which give the information on the various topics. Along with this newspaper, newsletters of the various movements, we can have the weeklies, dailies of the political parties. Also, we have the monthlies, annual magazines. They are also included, of course, in the print media. And if you see the some newspaper, they provide the special supplement towards the end of the year. And in that supplement, what we found, that supplement will get the overall what happened in the total 1 year. In short, it is briefly it is given about the how was the whole year and which event took place during this year. That supplementary, of course, help to understand the important events of the year. Next important point nowadays it is there, that is the PTI. You know, always the news from the PTI. The PTI means what? Press Trust of India. This PTI was established after the 1953, and this became the very primary source, very important primary source of all detailed events and articles about the subject. And always this PTI means Press Trust of India has provided the reports, the photographs, the articles, the financial, the scientific issue which are relating to the newspaper. And that's why the PTI done the progress, and PTI now started his online service. And during the 1990, PTI started using the satellite broadcast technology instead of the teleprinting to send the news all over the country. And this material become the very important for the writing of the history in the modern India. Understand? So, if you'll see, do you know in that content there is one information given about the publication, that publication division of India is very important. That name is like that, Information and Broadcasting Department. That has published, that publication is very important. Why? Because this publication, whatever the information gives, that information is authentic and trustworthy. Authentic means accurate, and trustworthy means you can believe on it. So like that, Information and Broadcasting Department published India 2000. This is the annual reference book, and this book was created under the Research, Reference and Training Department if you will see the content of this, the very useful information it was given. It was given about the land, about the people, national political system, defense, education, cultural, all account of the development of, in the field of the science, technology, environment, health, family welfare, social welfare, media of mass communication, along with the basic data related to the different economics, finance, then planning, agriculture, water conservation, rural development, food, civil, supplies, energy, industry, trade, commerce, transport, communication, labor, housing, law, various statutes, youth, sports, department, etc. So what we can see that it is the possible for the to write the history with the help of this kind of the information if we get. So this type of the whole information about our at the nation we can get from this kind of the publication, and it was the information and broadcasting department which has published India 2000. That website also given that www.publicationsdivision.nic.in. So here also we can get the information. So next important event in the written sources is we can have the post stamps. The post stamps are very important because see, I have seen with some student they have the habit or hobby you can say to collect the various kind of the post stamps. And if you have this hobby, no, so you will understand what is the importance of the post stamp. So post stamps, actually, if you see you will neglect, you will see nothing. But the historian, those are known about these post stamps, they historian make them to speak through this post stamp. And there are of course from the independence several changes in the post stamps has come. There is a lot of changes time to time in varieties, in size of the post stamps, as well as the changes in the novelty in their subject, color scheme also has been changed in the post stamps. It has been seen, but postal department whenever issue this post stamp is issue with the wide range varieties with the different speciality, political leaders, flowers, animals, birds, events, or silver, golden, diamond jubilee, or a centenary, bicentenary, tercentenary of different event. Centenary means century, centenary means double 200, and ter means 300 century, different event. And due to this it is therefore we can get the uh, repository of the history. Repository means we can get the repository of the history means storage, whatever the valuable accommodation of the various information are there. Suppose it is given some flower stamp. So flower stamp will have some very strong information about that thing. So today in the second part I will like to tell about the one person which photographs is also given. You can see this Jal Cooper. This post stamp is belong to India only. And see what is the importance of the Jal Cooper, that you can see that Jal Cooper actually is Indian government that has issued the Jal Cooper stamp in 1977. This Jal Cooper internationally, he is the philatelist Philatelist means those who are collecting the post stamps. Those who are the collection of the post stamp, that is known as the philatelist. And this expert, that person is a expert of the post stamp. Actually, this Jal Cooper, he born in the Parsi family in Mumbai only, and he initially edited the India Stamp Journal. Then he became the founder of the first Philatelic Bureau of the India. Then he started collected the stamp, and he founded the Empire of the India Philatelic Society, and he went on writing the different books on the subject of the stamp, and he gave the scientific bend to this. Actually, it was his hobby, but scientifically it has given a bend to this hobby, and he played a pivotal role in taking the study about the Indian postage stamp to the international level. So that was about the Jal Cooper. So I'll stop here. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll go with the material sources. Okay.